Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the next session here on the GLE Virtual Expo. Our next presentation is on mobility solution, home lifts, platform lifts, stair lifts, and innovation and technology around that. The presenter today is Mr. Aniket Javalkar. He is the director of Bright Elevator Technology. He's a distributor of Lenner Technique from Germany. He's a BA degree holder specialized in electronic engineering. He's an alumni of St. Xavier's College. He's the Asia's country sales coordinator for Lenner Lift Technique since 2018. Bright Elevator Technology is a leading brand in the elevator and lift industry, and ISO 9001 2008 certified organization. With vast experience in maintenance of all brands of elevator, the company also installed its own make of elevators and specialize in custom designing, offering advanced technology and high-level solution. This is going to be an interesting session because it is going to talk about more on from a home lift perspective. And I now request Mr. Javalkar to start his presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful opportunity. Today we are going to talk about a very different kind of product, which we know all about different kinds of elevators, what we have been using it, installing it, and different kind of projects and everything. But this is also a kind of an elevator, basically not an elevator, it is an add-on product to your elevator. But we are not been very much educated about this, and so it happens to be that we are not known about it. Now, I would like to ask you that have you come across with any kind of a project where the customer is in need of an elevator, but you are not able to serve him because there might not be a shaft, or his bungalow might be quite old, or there is no possibility of any kind of a place to put up an elevator, or due to the BMC or the permissions, authority permissions, like any temple lobby entries nowadays top floor to terrace, because terrace is not only just a terrace now, it's like a walk area or an area where you can just sit down in the evening. So all those kind of places where a normal elevator can not be fitted over there. There are people who ask for the many bungalows or old buildings which have not been redevelopment. They ask for putting up an elevator, and we are not able to give them any kind of a solution to them. So I would like to ask you that have you come across with such kind of any kind of a projects where there was a difficulty of putting up an elevator and you are really not able to give a customer any kind of a solution? I would like to put up something on your chat, whether yes, no, something like that, if possible. Okay, now moving on to this, today we are basically going to talk about this kind of a products. So basically, as I said, this is not an alternative or an option to an elevator. This is basically wherever the scope of the elevator ends, the scope of the chairlifts or this kind of product starts. Now people will also tell you that, okay, this kind of products are more for handicapped people or something like that. But no, for today's need and today's lifestyle, and being our parents point getting old and all, it is basically a need. It's a amenity, it's a luxury product, I could say, that people are buying from us, this kind of products. So basically I have divided this section into 4 types of products. So after every type of a product we will have a bit of interactions. So if any kind of questions or anything, you can just put up on the chat box, and we will be able to try to answer you all those things. Or later on after the sections we can have a discussion about it, so you can understand it on more better manner about it. So I would be just sharing my screen and showing you an AV about it, so let's understand it in a more better manner. So this is our straight model basically. So basically over here we have a standard module of 130 kgs load lifting capacity and a 145 kgs capacity. The inclination angles of the steps are from 30 degrees to 55 degrees. The working principle of this kind of type of products are basically a rack pinion of products. These are all battery operated products. So even if there's a power failure or something like that, so it's not going to stop or it's going to not been interrupted, and it's being a 100% designed and manufactured in Austria. So it's a TUV certified products. Let's understand more with few of the images. This is how it can be put it up on the steps. Fully foldable unit. It can be operated from a remote also. This is a remote. Switch. Safety belts. Aluminum tract. Manual rotation at the end to get down. Now this is our another product. This is basically a chairlift which can travel along with the curved staircases. This is Mr. Max Lenner, the founder and the brand ambassador. These are the three types of products what we have. It's in 6, 9 variants, colors. This variant and this is a classic model which is used very commonly with 6 variants and with outdoor version also. Whether we talk about the product specification, this unit also has a load lifting kgs, including upon speed is a 0.06 to point a length of 35 meters. And in India, we have installed till ground plus 4 floors. Many years we have done. Again, moving on, some of the images. Like if you see, these are the endpoints where we can end it on the last step and manually rotate it down. These are the key switches which are there, remote control also for it to operate. Okay, this was one type of a section where it was a chair model where a person has to sit on it and can go along with it. Now we are moving upon to the second section, but any kind of a questions, if anything is that you can drop it on the chat box, which later on or now we will try to answer you and resolve your queries about it. Moving upon to the next type of a unit is if you see the picture itself, it is a platform stair lift for a street stairs. Moving upon and looking at the AV about it to understand it. So basically this model comes into a different color variants also and an indoor and outdoor version with stainless steel option also in this. Operation is basically there's a calling remote for outside calling station on the platform. There we have a handheld remote for up and down transmission, a stop button and alarm button, or we even have an option of putting up a joystick over there. This particular product comes with a standard load lifting capacity of 225 kgs and optional of 300 kgs. We have a different variants of a standard platform sizes in this. Again, the inclination angle is from 0 to 52 degrees. Again, this is a battery operated unit and the principal working is a rack pinion. Moving upon, it's also TUV certified and EN 81 certified products. Moving on to the another kind of a product is the platform stair lift, but for a curved stairs and a straight stairs. This is the EV about it. stainless steel and color variants. Product specification is almost the same, 225 and 300 kgs. Different variants of the platforms, inclination angle 0 to 47 degrees. Again, a rack pinion design and a battery operated unit. And a TUV certified and EN 8141 certified products. Moving upon for the next, we will show you how exactly an installation is been done. This is totally a plug and play type of a unit which is there.
Unpack the first three parts. Bring the platform to the position of the lower stop. Unpack the pillars and place them on the steps in correct order. Pillars, bring on the M10 countersunk screws together with the thread blocks. Adjust the lower carriage part. Plug in the handsets to be able to drive the unit with the remote control. The reason is the emergent handset is not connected, then the safety circuit is interrupted and the lift cannot be driven. Open the battery cover. Pull out the batteries and connect them with the cables from the lift. Afterwards, install the battery cover again. Switch on the main breaker. The lift is now ready to run. Transport the platform mechanic drive with the remote controls. You need to drive up the platform actuator first by pressing the fold button on the remote control. Pay attention, the safety button must not be pressed. Insert the polyamide device into on the lower end of the first upper rail into the upper carriage. Important, align the brackets of the rail vertically before inserting the lower rail into the lower carriage. Now it is possible to drive the lift either with the delivered handwheel or carefully with the remote controls onto the rail. Pay attention that the lower carriage has still the same inclination as the first rail part and that the safety button is pressed. Part from the drawing. Mark the dimension from bottom to lower of the bracket. Install the second rail part. Align the brackets all water level. 8-cylinder head screws. Check the diagonal dimensions from step edge to lower rail. These dimensions must not be smaller than the dimensions of the drawing. Units with curves are normally very stable. You are able to install the unit without fixing it to the steps. This makes it possible to adjust the rail position accurately at the end. One of the first and one of the last pillars. If it is a very long unit, also some in between. Work on the back side of the lift best would be in a curve. By pressing the copper lever and the plate at the same time, this allows you to open the platform with the remote controls. Pay attention that you do not press the end stop plate too far, as the emergency end switch would then get activated. Now install the upper and the lower ramps. Move the unlocking cams on the upper stop completely upwards and on the lower stop completely downwards. If you start at the bottom or the top doesn't matter. To find the correct position, stop the lift on the wished position. Lever, the red one unlocks the upper barrier, the white one the lower barrier. To test folds down properly, press. In this case, it is necessary to make the stop higher. The ramp should be slightly inclined without load, so aligns even with load on the platform. Now move the end stop console in direction of the end stop plate till you feel some resistance. Pay attention that you do not press the end stop plate too far, as the emergency end switch would then get activated. Find the correct stop at the very beginning of the horizontal section on the unlocking curve. Test again the correct function up. The delivered 2-pole cable up. Bring the cable through the drilled hole. Meters, pay attention that it will not be too short on the lower stop position. Now install the mechanic emergency end stop and fix the ground cable, the black wire, to it. Strip the cables and crimp on the cable lugs. If you place the battery charger on the upper level, you can crimp the cable lug from the unit and the cable from the charger together on one common cable lug. Positive pole is the brown cable charger. This cable must be connected to the copper on the stop console. You can bring the rest of easily into the pipe. Bring the cable also on the lower position through the pre-drilled hole. Cut it to connect the black cables on the one common cable lug. Also crimp the white cable from the charger together with the brown cable from the unit on one common cable lug. Fix the cable lug with the black cables to the emergency end stop and white-brown cable lug with the copper of the end stop console. Install the end stop console and the mechanical emergency end stop. On the correct position, let the ramps fold down correctly. Find the correct position of the unlocking cams. The beginning of the horizontal. Replace the transport protection from the motor with the delivered motor cover. Attention, use the delivered raised countersunk screws instead of the hexagonal cover screws. That's it. Now Lena Lift Technik wishes you much pleasure installing the Stratos.
Moving on to the another section, this is also a platform stair lift, but this is more utilized for a very critical kind of a place where the width of the step is less than 1000 mm or the travel length is quite long and the frequency is quite high, like for the commercial places or temples where the frequency of the use is quite high and battery drained off cannot give you that kind of a number of travels in that. So this is basically a power operated system, but it's a rope driven system. It's not a rack and pinion design. Let's understand it more with on AV. Again, available in indoor, different color options. We even have a sitting option in this. Again, a remote control based product. Only the working principle over here is not a rack pinion, it is a rope driven system. Moving on to the next section is the vertical lifting platforms. These are the products which are being used, like for, if you see, for the auditoriums, for a place where we directly need to lift a product over there or take a person to the beach on the stage or like this. It's a movable unit, both available in indoor as well as outdoor versions in this. To understand it, this is first model which is for up to 970 of lifting height. So basically this units, we have three type of model, LIBA 1, 2, 3, with different variants of lifting height. The principal operation of this is it's a screw driven actuators. Again, in indoor and outdoor versions, movable units. It can, if you see even this, in this we have an option of not only having a 180 degrees in and out, also we can have a 270 degrees in and out. We can only have a platform. It can not only be used in an auditoriums and also at the lobby entries. Again, the load lifting capacity is, in this it is 180 kgs to 300 kgs in different variants, different lifting platform sizes. As you can see, we have the options, as I told you, that it can have a straight in and straight out, in and 90 degrees out or 270 degrees out. Moving on to the another section, which is LibBoy 5 till 1300 Again, this also has an outer controlling station and a calling station for it. Again, with 300 kg load lifting capacity. This is the model which is till 1830 load lifting travel height. Let's have an EV. As you can see in this, it's without a pit. It is a freestanding module. You don't need to have any kind of a support for it. and you don't need any kind of a pit also for this. In this, we have options of putting up doors, which is there normally on the top one, but even we can have a door on the lower end also. Even we have an option of putting up the glass doors in this. This is a vertical section till 4 meters travel length. Even we can have a covering structure or an open type of thing. Moving upon to the fourth section is a special kind of a products which are something different than our elevator categories or the vertical lifting platforms. These are some kind of a products which have a special need. Like this particular product is a dolphin that is used for a swimming pool. So basically, if a person has a difficulty or a handicapped person has a difficulty in getting down in the swimming pool, so it's this kind of a, for them kind of a product. This product is not operating on any kind of a power supply. I'll repeat, it's not on a power, on any kind of a power supply. It's purely works on the water pressure, and that to a normal water pressure of 4 bar. Let's understand it in more better manner. Have an EV. Again, the load lifting capacity of this on a 4 bar pressure is 130 kgs. Moving on to another section is that many times we get into the aeroplanes and we need to get down on the steps, climb up or climb down on this. And in case if there's a wheelchair person, then the people normally lift them, or we have some kind of a ramps which can be taken up for them. But we also cater in this particular segment also that we have a special products with Tips, which is a ground equipment company. We have a tie with them. We can also put up, and we have almost put in many of the international airports this kind of a products which could be taken up to any wheelchair person to the airplane. Let's understand the VEV. Moving on to the different section is for the trains. Now, even to getting up inside the trains and everything is a difficult task for a people, especially with the handicapped people with a wheelchair access. Is it's a bit difficult task for them. Recently, I saw one in this lockdown. Only we saw someone in Nagpur that Nagpur station they have started and we're taking with this kind of a products for the wheelchair people to get inside the trains and all. So we have an option on this also for vertical platforms which can be lifted. Moving on to another section, these are the stair climbers. Basically, if you just don't want to any kind of a fixed kind of a module, these are a movable modules which can travel along with you, and you can move along with any kind of a steps in this. And when not in use, you can just pick it up in your car and you can go along with it. In this particular module, what we need to do is that we just need to connect it to the existing wheelchair, and it can be driven. It's a battery operated system. Let's understand it in more with an EV. So it just gets connected to your wheelchair. It's a battery operated. and one not required. Once you're on the ramp, you can lift it up and you can use it as a normal in the normal wheelchair. So every time you don't need to open it and remove it every time. It can just be connected into your wheelchair and can be kept. Again, it's got a load lifting capacity of 130 and 150 kgs. Now moving up to this different it's a section where in case if you don't have a wheelchair or it's not possible to carry your wheelchair along with you, and if you want to leave your wheelchair and you can go along with this, it's a sitting module where you can sit on this and you can go along with the steps. And this particular unit is more for a very narrow steps where the turning radius is less and it's not practical for a wheelchair to get rotate over there. So this particular product is for those kind of a locations where the turning radiuses are less. So thank you very much for looking about this products. This is our website and this is my mail ID. So if anything is you can just drop us a mail to understand it in a more better manner. We'll be very helpful to help you to know, understand it in more better manner. Thank you very much. I'm stopping my screen sharing.
Thank you, Aniket. Thank you so much. There was so many variety of products which you showcase. I'm sure the awareness on these products needs to really increase. And I have personally noticed in many places that, when a wheelchair bound person is there to come up on stage or any other platforms, it becomes very difficult for them. And Indian infrastructure is not really geared up for something like that. But I'm sure, these products will be of very, very great help to such people. So I'm happy that you're serving a very specific industry, and this will really increase the mobility within the homes and for disabled people. So thank you so much, and I look forward to connecting with you soon and see what best we can also support in increasing the awareness on this.
Thank you very much. Thank you for giving this opportunity so that we could help people to understand this all the products. Because here in India, the biggest problem is that people are not aware of it. Either they have seen this kind of a products and everything on YouTube, or they when they have traveled to European countries or US countries, they have seen this product, but they really don't know that whether this all kind of products are available in India and they can use it, they can take the services over here. So I very much thank you for giving me this opportunity so that I can showcase the elevator industries, because see, reaching for this kind of a product, the first reach is the elevator companies.
Right.
When people reach, because people will not be knowing that there are the kind of a specific type of companies who are dealing in this kind of a products. They will first try to reach with an elevator company for any kind of a solution. If they are not able to serve with an elevator solution, then they can go work. But if we train and educated the elevator companies, then they are itself, they can give this kind of a product. As I told you, this is not a overlapping product to an elevator. This is basically a product which will add on to their profile, to their product list. And thank you everybody for watching me and joining me. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Aniket. You can share this video with us and we will see what best we can do to promote it. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Our next session is at 1:30 now, which is on developing a skilled workforce. And we have very interesting panel members joining for that. So request you all to come back by 1:30, please. Thank you.